All right, community. This is Jason, TCP Super System. I wanted to come to you real quick tonight. I'm going to do a little quick review of Quant. That was a request from the community. And you'll notice that the view looks a lot different now. And this wasn't any request that I got, but I've taken down the side panel that was green on the left-hand side, and I've just put my video image on the bottom right. This way I could actually show you more of the screen, leverage more space, make the charts bigger. And I've changed the background to white, which I think just allows me to really show you and kind of highlight the price points I'm calling out, and obviously the diamonds that will form on the chart itself. So let me know what you think about the new look in the comments, or if you like the old look better. Um, I just think it's a little bit easier to read this. But yeah, would love to know what you think. Again, all the same things apply here. Standard deviation methodology at the top, main indicators and the diamonds in the middle, and then the hot sensors at the bottom. And I will say this, someone asked in the comments they would like to learn a little bit more about the system. And I will say this, there's a training, I guess, series in the YouTube channel that has 3 videos tied to it that talks about each of the 3 components. They are a little outdated because I've enhanced it since then a little bit, and I have 3 levels of diamonds versus 2, and so forth and so on. No significant changes, but just some minor ones here and there. But if you want to get a general understanding of what this system is and kind of what some of these things mean, feel free to take your time and go through those videos. Again, there's 3 of them in the training series. I will be probably redoing those videos probably in 2026 to be, more in line with the way the system looks today. And keep in mind that obviously, on TradingView, I can change the colors of these lines, but I think those training videos, again, will give you a general understanding of what these things are. So when I'm speaking to these items and these different components, you should have a pretty good understanding. So check those out if you want to. Otherwise, then I'll just keep going. But again, tonight I want to do Quant real fast because it was requested, and I wanted to kind of present this new look to see if you were okay with it going forward. And with that, on the screen, again, it's going to be split down the middle. Daily view on the left, weekly view on the right. That's why the charts look different. So for Quant here, I'm just looking here. This one doesn't look quite as good as some of the other ones I did in the earlier video today. You can see that the fast line in this case now, I converted it to black. It was white, but since we have a white background, I've made it black. So now we're going to have black, orange, and blue. Orange and blue still the same as the previous color scheme. The only one we changed was the black, and that was white previously. So our fast line, the black line, it's in the lower extremes or pretty close to them. It's actually bringing the orange and blue down. So, and for the moment, you can see that we've penetrated back down through that cloud. Now, I will say we are approaching the 50-day moving average, which is somewhere around $84, $85, somewhere in that range. I would like to think that's some support there. Again, this is a tough spot. The only way you can see a quick rebound here is this is your pump above the cloud, like we always say. It's now retraced back to the cloud. I wish it hadn't really penetrated through it, but you could see a bounce here higher. That's unlikely to happen unless this black line gets back up here into these extremes pretty quick. Now that can happen fast, so we'll see tomorrow and the next day what it does. But these things continue on the trajectory that it's going. That's this is showing weakness. And again, we've if you look at the hot sensor down here, you can see we were going backwards, and we had a crossover on the medium and the long term, which again is weakness. And we're about to have a crossover on the short term right here. You can see the light gray here approaching the midline, so that's not good. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say about Quant right now. Again, you can see the upper levels up here. I'll expand those out just a little bit. Now that I've made the screen bigger, it's changing the way these look, but there you go. And we'll continue to update these leverage zones, so don't worry about where they land. This is the most recent ones we've identified, and as price action changes, varying amounts of leverage will be used by the retail investors and institutional investors. So we'll continue to evaluate these on a weekly basis and shift them as we identify these high levels of leverage, because that's typically where price action navigates toward. Um, but yeah, so that's Quant right now, trading about $87 on December 9th. Just approaching kind of a zone that we're really where I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't be willing to make a decision here. Again, for those that may possibly be new to this, I love diamonds, preferably the darkest diamonds like you see on the weekly view over here. Those dark red. There's 3 levels of diamonds. Again, you can see all 3 examples here. The light pink, kind of medium pink, and then that dark red or maroon. Those are the 3 diamonds when you were trying to scale out for me. Obviously, the darker the better. Same thing on the downside. You've got 3 levels of green diamonds. Same thing applies. Here's your example here. There's your darkest green diamonds. And you can see a lot of those happen at the bottom. A lot of the dark reds happen at the top. So either diamonds or these leverage liquidation zones, those are the areas that I look for if they line up with the other 3 components, being the standard deviation methodologies, the hot sensors, and other things that we're looking at on the chart. So that's how I apply this on a daily basis. Again, if you want to kind of take your time and learn more about it, check out those training videos. Should give you a general idea. But that's Quant, folks. Hope you enjoyed that quick little one. Also, let me know in the comments if you like the videos where I go through a bunch of tokens, or would you prefer more videos, but where I cover just one token at a time. So maybe, 3 to 6 minute, maybe 3 to 10 minute videos on just one token and then move on to the next one. So let me know what you think. Would be curious. Till next time, appreciate you, love you. Hope you're informed. None of this is financial advice. We'll see you in the next one.